Gabby Garcia is keeping a close eye on the roads out there, which are slick and dicey. Thanks so much for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Andrew Kinsey.
And I'm Yolanda Harris. But before we get out into the field, let's get to meteorologist Ross Caruso, who's been tracking the system all week long. And he warned us something was coming, and here it is.
Yeah, you know, it's finally here, whether or not you like it or not. And especially for a lot of people down to the south, we're seeing a lot more of that ice accumulation, starting to see more of that snow sneak into here in central Ohio as well. And I know you've been seeing the same radar image for the past couple days. So you can generally see we go from snow to sleet, and then the darker purple hints there at the ice potential, and then further south and east of that really tells the story of just looking at plain rain. But we do have another tool on our radar that gives us a more accurate depiction of what's really falling from the sky. And to make things simple, we're just looking at potentially particles that are basically something of which that are similar in size. But as you see here, we see a lot of colors. That's basically showing that we're looking at a lot of different particles showing the sleet line. If you're north and west of that line, perhaps north and west along I-71, that's where we're looking at plain snow. Or where you see a lot of those yellows and greens mixing in, that's looking at more sleet. But down towards Chillicothe, if you're now south and east of that line, that's where we're looking at freezing rain. So this tool allows you the correlation coefficient to get a better depiction of what's actually falling, with more of the freezing rain to the south and east for us. And that seems to be pretty true. I had a lot of people sharing pictures with me through this evening. This was sent in from Randall Racine up in Blue Rock. That's in southern Muskingum County, just south of Zanesville. And you can see just the sheer amount of ice that is now weighing down this tree right in his driveway. And again, Muskingum County is one of those locations that is going to be looking at some ice amounts possibly in excess of 1/4 to 3/10 of an inch. And certainly that's going to be causing some headaches, not just for those down in Ross County where we do have that level 3 snow emergency, but we also have some snow that's going to be accumulating and possibly a few areas dealing with some significant amounts as we head into tonight. We'll share more on that, and plus we'll get a look at your hour-by-hour forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Ross. And here's an idea of just what things look like right now out there. 3 counties under a level 3 snow emergency. We're talking about Marion, Hardin, and Ross counties. That means stay put. If you're out and about, police see you on the roads without a good cause, you could be arrested. Now, most of the state currently under a level 2 snow emergency. The latest to jump up to level 2 is Perry County. We'll continue to watch all of these alerts and keep you updated as they change. And to get a full list of snow emergencies and keep up to date with this, just text the word ROADS, ROADS, to the number there on your screen, 614-460-3345. We've made it easy for you. You'll get a link with the information sent right to your phone.
Let's get you out to Ross County, where they just moved into that level 3 category in the last half hour or so.
10 TV's Richard Solomon is live there now. And Richard, you just talked with the Ross County Emergency Management Director. What they have to say?
Well, yeah, Yolanda, Andrew, Paul Minnie, who is the EMA director for Ross County, says he sent a notification to residents making sure that they take precautions. That level 3 snow emergency comes because of the amount of ice that this area is expected to get. And the last time I spoke with you around 4, it was mainly rain coming down with a little bit of sleet. But just within the last 30 minutes or so, that has turned to a rain-sleet mixture. And I mean, you can't see it that much, but that ice is starting to coat the ground. Here's a better visual for you. Take a look at the back of this car right here. The amount of ice that you see on this car is what's coating the ground right now. Now, a little west of us in areas like Bainbridge, Minnie says icing on the roads has already happened, and there you see a lot of ice on these electric poles, ice on these power lines, low-hanging trees. Minnie says power is expected to be turning back on for around 2,000 Ross County homes. And he says if you are home and need assistance, stay patient and keep those safety kits close.
It's going to be very treacherous for anybody, including the first responders, to try to get to the homes when somebody calls for assistance.
Now, Minnie says under this level 3 snow emergency, that allows these first responders and crews to reach you safely. We're now reporting live in Ross County. I'm 10 TV's Richard Solomon. Back to you two.
All right, Richard, stay safe out there. Let's go a little further north to Marion County. That's where we find 10 TV's Olivia Eugenio with an update on the conditions there. Olivia, seeing snow and sleet?
Yeah, a lot of snow right now, and that wind is blowing. It is just very cold because of that wind. So I want to show you where we are right now. This is State Route 95 right here, and you can just see that there is snow on the ground, covering the ground here. Very few cars out here because it is a snow emergency level 3. So what that means, I spoke with the sheriff. He says that the only people who should be out right now are people who are essential emergency workers or people who are having an emergency. And you know, it is 5 o'clock, so this should be peak busy rush hour traffic, and there are very few cars out here right now. Now, I spoke with meteorologist Mackenzie Bart a little while ago, and she said that the winds here, that we're seeing 20 to 25 mile an hour winds here, and those winds, though, they are expected to pick up. And when I spoke with Sheriff Matt Bales earlier this afternoon, he said that was a big reason why they decided to go to level 3.
Was because I talked with ODOT. Tonight they're going to have a skeleton crew out, basically working on the main arteries of the county, so the side roads are going to be getting very, very bad because I also talked with the Weather Service, or listened to the Weather Service briefing, and they were looking for 30 to 40 mile an hour winds tonight.
Now again, I'm going to go over what level 3 means. That means that you should be home unless you're an emergency worker or if you're having an emergency. But we are going to head into Marion, downtown Marion, to check out conditions there. We'll have that coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, live in Marion County, Olivia Eugenio, 10 TV News.
Olivia, thanks so much. That snow and sleet continue to coat Central Ohio roadways. Gabriela Garcia joining us this evening with an update on those conditions on the roadways. Gabby.
Yeah, good evening, Andrew. You could definitely tell by my map, seeing a lot of yellow, a lot of orange today with that snow and sleet on the roads, and tracking a couple of road closures. This one is south of Mount Sterling. It's been closed for quite some time. 62 past Madison Road Northeast. This is both directions of that roadway closed. So I'd go ahead and take Harrison Road instead. Also tracking another closure in Logan here. State Route 664 past State Route 56 closed due to flooding. I'd go ahead and get around that by taking State Route 93 and taking a look at your traffic cameras. You see why things are starting to close, because it's really tricky out there with these icy, slushy conditions. 70 at Hilliard Rome Road. I know the right lane is blocked on I-70 eastbound there because of a crash. That's been happening for quite some time. If it's slow goings on the roadways, imagine if something happens, it's slow goings for folks to come out and help you. Next check of traffic in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Gabby. Now, tonight, snow warriors are out trying to clear Columbus roads, but with a driver shortage, the mayor is asking for your patience.
We know that we have 66 trucks out there, and really appreciative of our snow warriors. They're going to be working 12-hour shifts. We'll be working 24 hours a day, around the clock.
Well, tonight the city will give an update on where the snow warriors stand. We're going to have that news conference live for you on air and online tonight at 8 o'clock. All right, we are getting back out into the field tonight. The Ohio Department of Transportation has been working all day out on these roads.
We are heading out to 10 TV's Bennett Haverly. Bennett is near one of our major highways here, I-71. Bennett, it's 5 o'clock. Usually that interstate behind you, we packed. How's it looking right now?
Andrew, we're actually in the eastern area next to Interstate 270. Behind me, though, you're absolutely right. 5 o'clock traffic on a normal Thursday would be pretty consistent. Right now, we're seeing pretty light traffic. Very sparse amount of cars at the 5 o'clock hour. From what you can tell, though, the roads far from perfect. They are passable, according to ODOT, but this is what's accumulated over the past several hours. Obviously, this started as a rain event overnight. That changed over to ice, then some sleet, which is now accumulated on the roads. And just within the past hour or so since we last spoke to you, we're starting to see that accumulation switch over from sleet to a combination of sleet and snow, which is what you're seeing accumulate on the highway behind me. This has been a bit of a challenge for ODOT to treat because of the fact that we had almost like a 4 flavors of winter weather. Adding to that, though, the complexity of a driver shortage, they've got a bit of a challenge over the next 36 hours or so.
This is really going to continue to be an uphill battle for us, so you can expect to see more than 200 crews out on the roadways all across Central Ohio. You saw them yesterday. You will continue to see them into the evening and overnight hours tonight. You'll see them all the way through Saturday morning. They're working anywhere between a 12 and a 16-hour shift. They know that we're really in the belly of the beast here, and there's no end in sight.
And they're doing that with fewer drivers than they had in winters past. So that's why they're urging people to not only not get complacent when they're out driving, but go slow. Like this car is going behind me. Give yourself some additional space. It's not June. We're in early February. So you can't drive at the same speed and the same conditions or confidence that you might have in different months. We're going to keep you posted, certainly, as these conditions change, and any updates that we hear from MoDOT or city leaders, will bring those to you as well. We're now reporting live near Easton. Bennett Haverly, 10 TV News.
All right, Bennett, thanks so much. It is quite cold out there, and if you're looking for a place to stay warm, you're in luck. Warming centers are available right now. You can reach out to the Community Shelter Board to find a center near you. That number, 614-221-9195, or head over to our website, 10tv.com, where you can find a full list of those warming shelters around Central Ohio. Still ahead tonight, Plows in Hilliard have new names.
And they're pretty funny names. The newly named trucks, though, have quite a challenge. What one driver tells us is the biggest problem in that area. But first, police are working to find the woman who they say left a 15-month-old boy at a gas station. We walk you through the surveillance video next.